I'm good. You want one? Tennessee got 212 passing and 212 rushing.
That was a 50-50.
Never mind. I'm reading. Yeah. I'm reading wrong. Next level. I get called out in a heartbeat.
No, it's the same thing.
Hi, what's up?
Three scores touchdown with 103 left.
I think there's this thing of cocaine benches, just out of control.
So you gotta ask the question at this point.
He's not playing last year. He's one of the
Right on the game. I'm good, thank you.
Everybody's.
Figured out the other day, all 31 plays.
Mitchell left. Mitchell transferred out. The call for him. We call him the polished wide receiver. They didn't
Ryan, where were you last night?
Such their fan base.
Okay.
Like for the condescending.
I bet so.
First round picks in every position.
How do they look?
A bunch of slappers and whatever.
Maybe it's not just the whole level.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Hey, how are you?
Great. They're playing checkers. Not playing checkers, they're playing chess. If it's a short-term injury, it would not be better to sit Nico as Georgia and lose than to lose with him on the field.
That's how these guys are not really competitors.
They're fucking geniuses. That's what high growth is.
Hey, buddy, how are you? Good. Doing great.
Here we go. All right. Welcome to Coach Heupel's post-game press conference. Coach will start us with an opening statement, and then we will go into questions. Just raise your hand, and I will call it.
All right. Another SEC win. Good win. Proud of the way guys played for 4 quarters, competed hard, played physical. Obviously, offensively, there's some things early in the football game that have an opportunity to change the way the game's played. Just not efficient, really. Second, third down, there's little things that lead into the 4th down that we don't end up converting on. But all in all, a really good night. Proud of the way guys responded. Gaston, the way he played, the young running backs getting an opportunity, played really well. Defensively, just gave up a couple of runs, but all in all, great night. I think they were, really good on 3rd downs again. So, open it up.
We'll go to Adam and then Paige.
Josh, just any injury update you can give on Nico, and can you say whether or not it's season ending?
You're going to get right to the point, huh?
The playoff committee will want to know.
Yeah. We anticipate having him ready for next week. So precautionary measure at halftime, and so feel like we'll be ready to roll next Saturday.
First opening drive touchdown since Kent State. What was it like just being able to finally convert in the first half?
Good to go score. It was. There's a lot left out there for us. But played hard, continued to play smarter through the course of it. So,
Josh, having a guy like Gast, who's been around, knows the offense inside and out, and honestly probably carries himself with more confidence for a guy who's a walk-on than anybody I've ever seen. Like, what's that like to be able to have a kid like that you can just kind of put out there and he just kind of goes and plays?
Good to see him go operate the way that we know he can. Was a smart decision maker, aggressive when it was time, controlled everything from clock, play calls, checks. Did a really good job. So, when the guys found out he was going in, like they were excited for him and they believe in him, and so they went out and played the way they needed to make his job, easier for him too.
Rob, then Patrick.
Coach, in that situation, as a head coach, just how much of a luxury is it to have a defense playing the way your guys are playing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. The ebbs and flow of the game in the second half, where you're able to score, push the lead a little bit, and defense gets stopped, turnover. It changes the way, you're forced to play a little bit, and in particular on third downs, but Gaston did a really good job in all of it. So.
Josh, having Max get back to himself this week, how
Yeah, wasn't that awesome for him? You know what I mean? No, I'm like legitimately outside noise. You can try to ignore it, and it's pretty hard to do in today's world. Talk about like competitor resiliency, coming out, putting it between the uprights. Awesome for him, doing things that we've seen in practice. So great job by him. The long one was a great kick.
David and Austin.
Josh, you talked before about the deep ball being it's not a high percentage throw a lot of times anyway, but
Well, we want it to be.
Right.
There's been times where it's been high percentage for us.
when Gaston gets in there and draws three penalties from it, I guess is there an advantage to throwing it? If you don't hit a guy on the money, is there an advantage to underthrowing it a little bit compared to over?
All depends on what they're going to call.
Meaning, okay, gotcha.
Josh, talk about Boo tonight as a punt returner. Obviously, he's been finding his footing on defense for the last several weeks, but as a punt returner tonight, got to give him the full game. Had some big ones.
Yeah, Boo's dynamic, athletic, and just as a young player, just how he's continuing to grow and where you trust everything that goes into it as a returner, because that's essentially the quarterback back there and commanding and controlling and being a decision maker and just continue to grow. And saw tonight, man, he's dynamic with it in his hands, and so it was awesome to get that from him tonight. And Boo as a young player is just going to continue to get better and better, man, in all areas. So I'm really proud of what he's done, in a short amount of time here.
West and Page.
What was State able to do with the run? A couple times looked like there were some gaps that really this defense hasn't had much of this season. What was causing that?
Got downhill. We were out of gaps. Some of that was, just in our base front coverage. Some of it was pressure off the edge, and we're not playing it the right way. So they hit us on a couple. But I felt like we continued to get better throughout the course of the night.
Did Boo Carter do anything specifically during practice to kind of take over that role and the special team opportunities?
Yeah, I think I said it to you guys earlier in the week, but you just keep stacking days and weeks, and it doesn't always happen when you want it to happen, but it will happen. And I think Boo's just consistency really over the last month has really, gained the trust from everybody on our staff for him to go operate the way he did tonight in that position.
Patrick?
Josh, after they scored to make it, I think 23-14, you guys ran the ball down the field several times and got the run game going. It seemed like they were loading the box quite a bit. What does it mean for your offense that you can run against, when the other team's expecting it?
Have some 8-man fronts tonight, and we're trying to find ways to create some angles for us and control some extra defenders on the backside within their structure. But at the end of the day, big guys up front move some people, and our tight ends were a huge part of it all night long as well. And obviously the running backs ran pretty well.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
appreciate it,
I'll
guys.
see you shortly.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had still time.
Like the fans are already on the sidelines of
Yeah.
So it can, it's. No, that's.
It's been a little bit. Well, I think the injury reports have made it. But yeah.
Oh, I hate that sack. 40, no, he's not beat Alabama. Thank you, bro.
Score, you want to water?
You guys scoot just a little more to the right. Just scoot.
All right, on for players, we have Squirrel White, Cooper Mays, and Boo Carter. Raise your hand for questions while calling you. Austin, start with you.
Boo, feels like you've been playing more confidently each and every week defensively. To get that first real full game crack at returning punts tonight, what was that like, and kind of what were you seeing?
I mean, the preparation from practice led into the game. So, I mean, I've been putting in the work at practice, to important details to the game. So, yeah.
Paige in the back.
Boo, you also, the first play of the game, you had a nice TFL, loss of 1 yard. Just kind of, how does that emphasize, the way you play the game, that aggressive style you play with?
I just got the passion for the game. I mean, I like defense. I mean, but yeah, I mean, the contact, I mean, I like to get, you feel me? I like to hit, you feel me? So, yeah.
Do you know what Instagram post you're going to have?
Not yet.
That's a surprise.
Not for real.
Vince in the back, and then Caleb.
Squirrel, that touchdown early on your first drive, take us through that. You guys have been waiting a while to hit on a deep shot like that. Take us through that.
It was amazing getting in the end zone first time this season. Just to play overall, it was just a little up the seam route. They was playing cover 2, hit it in the middle, called it a touchdown.
Caleb, and then Emily.
Cooper, when did you realize Nico wouldn't come out in the second half, and how nice it was to have a guy like Gaston Moore who knows the offense to step in?
Yeah, we weren't really sure. I think the biggest thing is we have a lot of confidence in Gaston. We didn't really skip a beat mentally or physically. So, yeah, just next guy up mentality, and I think Gaston's been ready for that all year.
We'll go Emily, then Wes, and David, then Patrick.
Squirrel, how did it feel to have your son watch your first touchdown of the season?
It was amazing. I know he was watching, smiling and stuff like that in the stands. But it's a great feeling just knowing that he in the stands watching me each and every opportunity I get just to put a smile on his face when I'm on the field. I do it for him. So, yeah.
For Cooper, I guess, and for Squirrel, obviously y'all don't huddle much, but maybe you get together before you go out there for a drive and Gaston's in there. What's the vibes like there? What's the message? Was he, getting everybody going, or what was going on there?
Yeah, I think everybody really had confidence. There wasn't like a huge huddle per se, but I think everybody was communicating, talking, and affirming each other, you know, making each other feel more confident in it. Like we said, we believe in Gaston. We know he's been ready for this, so we were all good.
David and then Patrick. Boo, can you talk about some of your punt returns and when do you have the green light to return it? Because, you know, some of the punts you were returning, they're coming down on you, but you were fielding those things anyway. Do you kind of have a green light to return every punt that you want?
I mean, really, yeah, but I mean, I just keep the offense from being backed in the end zone, you feel me? So, like, I mean, I was trying to return every one of them so they won't be backed up, but I don't really got a green light, but it's better for me to catch it and get some yards for the offense, though.
You said a couple times you're confident and believe in Gaston. Why is that the case for you guys?
I think we've been around him. We know what type of guy he is. You know, he's been ready for this role and been playing this role for a long time. Yeah, I mean, he's the same guy every day when he works, comes in and works. Just confident in the guy all around.
Adam and Jimmy.
Cooper, on that, we know you're moving forward in the game with Gaston, but your quarterback's also hurt. How do you balance like asking enough questions to check on Nico and not dwelling on that during the game?
Not really an issue. I mean, we got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about stuff later, but with the offense we play and the type of game we play, we got to get going quick. So next man up mentality, we were just going ahead with it.
Do you have questions immediately when you get to the locker room about it? I mean, I know Coach is answering about Nico's stats, but were you asking questions?
Nah, not much. We're just trying to enjoy the victory right now.
Jimmy?
A couple of things, Cooper. The ability to run the ball in stakes, lining up, stacking the line of scrimmage. How do you feel about that with the offensive line's work there?
I enjoy it. You know, I think that's kind of our you know, MO and mantra. That's what we want to be about is being physical up front and able to move the ball even when, you know, the odds aren't really in our favor right there. I thought we did a good job of it. I thought it was a physical game. Got yards when we needed to, and just did what we needed to do.
And Squirrel, whenever there's a pass that's underthrown, do you try to draw a pass interference?
I just go try to attack the ball. If the ball in the air, I try to go attack it. If not, obviously, like if the ball is like underthrown, like yeah, I'm gonna try to sell it out, try to get the flag, or if it's like overthrown, like yeah.
All right, we'll go Ben, Page, and we'll finish with Patrick with this group.
Squirrel, you've obviously returned punts before. What's it like for you watching Boo? What would you think of his first game back there tonight?
Special, Bukata. That's it.
Page.
Boo, I also wanted to see if you could walk us through the interception you had, and were you hoping you would have reached the end zone on that one?
Yeah, we was in a zone coverage. I read the route. I mean, I tried to get to the end zone, but the linemen, it was just like I couldn't see through them. So like I was trying to get through, but I mean, I was just happy I got it though.
Patrick, last one.
For Squirrel and Cooper, you guys, Dylan went down at one point in the second quarter. He comes back in the game and just keeps turning out yards. I think he had 30 carries tonight. What do you say about his toughness?
He a soldier. Give him Heisman.
Here we go. I second that.
I third it then.
All right, thanks guys. All right, we'll have Jason Jenkins and Jeremiah Taylor here in just a minute.
More entertaining groups.
I was going to say, this is entertaining.
Overtime?
Recovery. Didn't get to overtime. They scored on a fumble recovery.
Who did?
Missouri to win it.
Oh, they won?
Scored twice in like 25 seconds. Both teams had scooping scoring time.
That's what we need to work on.
Yeah.
What was the other thing you said? Like,
You really have to know.
something that he likes
Here, I have the waters that are ready. You on the floor if you want one. Jason, is water you do? All right. Well, our second group here we have Jeremiah Thielander and Jason Jenkins. Raise your hand for questions, and we'll call on you. Let's start us off. Ben, we'll start with you.
With some of those runs that they were able to pop off, I guess that's 2 weeks in a row that we hadn't seen y'all give up to the majority of the first part of the season. Just maybe what needs to change going forward on some of those run plays.
Yeah, we just got to continue to build a wall, shoot our gaps, get the double teams off the D linemen. I know our guys are going to continue to do that, so I'm not worried about that. We just got to continue to build a defensive wall.
Questions? Wes? Patrick?
Jeremiah, what was State doing to get y'all a couple times out of gaps on some of those long runs? I mean, 14 points is still a pretty good night, but it looked like there were more rushing yards maybe than y'all usually allow.
Yeah, they were just running regular insert, counter, inside zone. They weren't doing anything special. Like I said, we just got to build the defensive wall.
Patrick? Jason, can you take us through your strip sack and what you saw in that play and how important it was in the game?
Oh yeah, just basically it's passing situation. It's hitting with a speed rush off the edge. Seeing the quarterback step up and everything, and I just made my best effort to swat at the ball. Ball came out, and defense. We came up with the ball, so it was a great moment for the defense for sure.
Jeremiah, did you recover the ball?
Yes, I did.
There was some confusion after that. Were you trying to have to convince the refs that you got it? Even though...
Not really, no. I think he's seen the ball in my hand, so I don't think there was any confusion.
David?
Jeremiah, have y'all talked as a team about, y'all have not allowed 20 points in a game all year, and that continued tonight. Is that something that the team takes pride in and talks about?
Yeah, we definitely take pride in that. The goal every game is to hold them to 0, so we don't even want 14 on there. But we definitely talk about that, and it's a defensive mindset that they don't score in our end zone.
Do you feel like y'all played, it sounds like you've kind of got mixed emotions about how y'all played tonight. Do you think y'all played well, or were you upset with the run?
I was not upset at all. We held them to 14 points, and defense played great, and we came out with a dub in the SEC, and we're going to celebrate this win.
Jeremiah, what was your point of view on Boo Carter's interception?
Oh yeah, Boo came today and he played his tail off. He's been making those plays every single day in practice, and that's nothing new to him. His play came and he made it, so shout out to Boo.
Jeremiah, how much does next week mean to you, and just what do you feel like is important for the defense this week in preparation?
Next game mentality. It starts Monday morning. We're going to watch the film on Sunday, flush it, and next game mentality. Go 1-0 this week.
Jimmy and then Wes, and then Paige.
You made some big plays. There was a sack and then the sack fumble tonight. What's the key to your ability on the pass rush?
Just utilizing, just my length, my arms, just utilizing power, speed, just trying to just work my craft and really just trying to just emphasize just, playing long and just being able to, shock and shed guys and, just try and use my physical attributes to my best, so.
What?
Jason, at what point were you kind of convinced that, you definitely wanted to stay here and you could contribute here?
Oh, no, that never changed for me. I've always wanted to stay here.
Well, in terms of when did you feel like that, like you're a guy who can make plays at this level? When were you convinced of that?
Well, I was always confident in that, but just the work, it has to come with that as well, and you have to, continue to work, and then, it's a tough league, so, just to play, at an SEC level, you got to elevate your game. So that's what I, day in and day out, that's my challenge to myself, to elevate my game.
Paige and then Vince.
Jason, a little bit kind of what Thielander was saying earlier about maybe gaps and stuff, but this is now back-to-back games where the opponent's been able to kind of run the ball a little bit better than what your averages will tell you. What do you think is contributing to maybe the opponents having a bit more success?
It's
really just all on just really just us, just fitting our gaps, just being gap sound. And, you know, as a defense, you know, we're going to watch the film. We're going to see where we may have slipped on some of the plays where they broke off for long runs. And, you know, we're going to correct those. And, you know, we're just going to just, you know, try and just totally fix our mistakes coming into this next week.
Vince?
Jeremiah, after Nico went down, Gaston came in at quarterback. How much did you guys kind of take some extra responsibility to see the offense wouldn't go into the same pace? And, you know, obviously you guys did your part after that. How much did you guys take responsibility to help get to the finish line with the defense?
Yeah, I honestly just looked up and seen Gas in there, and I didn't think twice about it. It's a guy that's been with Hype for a long time, and I know that he's ready for his time, and he was. So as a defense, we always have the offense's back, and nothing really changed for us. The standard is the standard.
Ryan?
Jason, it was discussed plenty this week that Coach Levy at Mississippi State had been with Coach Heupel before. You know, going against their defense or their offense, did it feel similar to what you guys face every day? And if so, did that help you at all? The kind of familiarity there?
Oh yeah, you know, absolutely. Especially, you know, with the type of tempo that they run, you know, on the offensive side. You know, we go against that every day in practice, and you know, we know that they had some of the their own stuff as well. But you know, most of the looks were pretty similar. So you know, we just keyed in on that and just played our brand of football.
Anything else with this group? All right, thanks,